it's Renee. Long time no see. I've been working and on my job, because this isn't a job, it's fun. And that's about it. Took a little break. I have a tendency to hibernate in the wintertime because I do not like the cold. But here is what I have been working on. I have been working on these 3 journals for 3 very special ladies. And I'm really hoping they like them. But I wanted to do a flip through of each one. What I did with them is 2 of them, these 2, they picked their fabric basically, and then I went with it. And then this one I just made for the 3rd lady. Because I had given 3 selections of the fabric, and the 3rd one was not picked, so I just went with my own thing on this one. So let me start by doing the Americana, or yeah, I guess I'll call it Americana because that's kind of what this is. It's not a political statement in any way, shape, or form. It's my tribute. I feel like we're going to lose a lot of what we know as far as the red, white, and blue. I'm hoping we can all come together, and I'm not making a political statement either way, but I'm hoping we can all just come together. Let's play together. Let's play along. Let's play well together. So, this is the cover of the journal. The binding has red, white, and blue thread for my, and the back is just simple blue. And I thought this was really cool because one of these numbers has significance to the person I made this book for. And so I just took a piece off of one of these rulers and put that on there. I've got a sari silk closure in both white and blue, and then I made each section red, white, and not really white, red, which is avocado dyed paper, white, which is coffee dyed paper, and blue, which is, it's kind of an indigo. It was a experiment with cabbage dye, and I added a little blue dye to it, fabric dye, so I could make it a little bluer than it came out. So here's the first one. Let me get that centered because it didn't look like I had it centered. Alright, so in my journals I like to, basically I stuck with red, white, and blue as much as possible. I like to leave space for the person. This lady is a journal maker, and her name's Corey, and she does an awesome job. So I didn't want to fill this up with my stuff because I wanted her to have some space to either write or do what she wants to do with it. So I made I put some vintage, actually these are actually antique papers. Not quite, 1928 and 1900 something, so that one's antique. Put some little papers in there. This has a little clip. This little fabric clippy comes off. It's actually a journal spot. I'm just going to set things down as I go through it, and then I'll put it back together later. This section has a little pocket with a little writing tag. Now, I won't be putting this up till they've all actually received their journals. Put some Reader's Digest, red, white, and blue. Rose's image, this little tag I made. Anything I had that had to do with Americana, the flag. This is my mother-in-law's original watercolor. Had red, white, and blue in it. I put a little watercolor of hers in each journal. I thought, you've got Americana. Can't have that without this company. So that's in here. And then there's a little paper from Daphne's Diary with an image and a recipe. I'm not selling this journal, I'm giving it away, so I think I can use Daphne's Diary pages out of a book I actually purchased. This is from an old reading book that was actually given to me. This page was given to me by Corey, but it worked in here. So, and I know she has dogs, so this was like an old notepad. I had one of these as a kid. It was crazy. So I found this at a garage sale. Another little article from Daphne's Diary. So I stuck with red, white, and blue, made some tags throughout, used, some of the fabrics I used were actually wired ribbon. So what I'll do is, if I like the pattern, I'll use the wired ribbon fabric, and in this case it was like the red handkerchief, and then I use that little spot, you know, don't want to waste, want to recycle, use that little thing for the end of the tag. So there's a pocket. The other side of that rose page, a little piece of vintage fabric from a vintage kitchen tablecloth. Here's a little journal card I made. Slides in here. Little embellishment there. So I just, you know, filled it up with little things that went color-wise. This I didn't make into anything because she might want to do something herself with it. She might want to cut it and use pieces. I don't know. But the cool thing about this is it was from, well, I'll show you when we get to the other side of it. It actually came from Washington. So here's another tag for journaling. And then on the back side of this, there's another little fabric tag from the Anne. Oh, I can't remember her, and I can never remember her last name. It's a current challenge that's going on where you make tags with fabric and slow stitching. Here's another pocket, another tag here. Little belly band tag, and this, I actually have the original book, but I made a scan of it because I just think that's an awesome image. I just think that's really cool. I love Americana. I just think it's cool. So see, Hotel Washington, Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C. I didn't want to destroy that too much, so I thought that was kind of cool. And then she likes to bike ride, so I have a couple little cutouts and a little red, white, and blue on that. A tip-in to hide your journaling. She's also, I got these at a garage sale as well. A little fairy card, flower fairy card. And then this section, there's a couple of blank pages. Some more, there's another antique paper, another journaling tag. And then this is a two, I didn't make a pocket up there. 2 pockets here, a pocket here. I'll show you. So you got 1, 2, and you have the pocket here, and then there's actually a pocket here, and another pocket right there. So the pocket thing, if you haven't watched Corey's videos about flips, flaps, and folds, she's got all kinds of pockets. Just a little cutout, some eco dyeing. I love how some of these pages turned out with the green, the yellow, and the little image. And that is that book, a little napkin and a spot to journal there. And some little bits in the back. Little poetry and a little old 1970s article, which was interesting, not because it's a political statement, but the funny thing is everything they're talking about, because this is from 1970, is exactly what's going on today. So I thought that was very interesting myself. So I just put that in there. Okay, so that's the first book. Oh, and they have, the books have these little matching bookmarks, embellishments, these little Indian bells. I just love our books. I'm very texture oriented, but I'm also sound, and I love the way these bells sound, so that's just put on there. And then these little beads are some beads from India or Africa, I forget which, that I picked up along the way. Okay, so there's that one. The next one is for Annette, and this has a seam binding closure. We've got this, she had picked out the kind of the collage of this fabric, but I just kind of went with what I thought would look cool. Put some rickrack trim, some of this, this is also trim with roses, and then this piece is a quilted cutout, and I made it, well, it was a butterfly, but I added this, and then I took some, I forget what this lace is called. Oh, I can't think of it right now. It'll pop into my head in a minute. And then I did some slow stitching here and a little bit of collage. We've got inside, I stuck a little sticky note pad in there. If she's going to use this as her journal, a little collage tag, a little bit of decorative trim, some little bead danglies hanging, another tag here. This was a master board I did, and I just cut out bits and pieces. Did a little bit of stenciling on some of the pages to add a little bit of interest. A little poetry, another tag. I thought maybe she could use this to, you know, as a planner if she wanted to do that. I put some things in there for that. This one I didn't stick with, I didn't make it all dark and vintagey because the colors were too bright. So I did actually use some white paper in here. So you'll see how those were used. This is an original publication from an old vintage French book. Another Flower Fairy card, flip up. Inside I've got a little button here. Put some stickers in. The sticker book is pretty awesome. I'll show you that at the end of the video. Another tag I made with her initial on it. Belly band. Another tag made here. Another tip-in spot with a vintage hanky. So I kind of stuck with the whole flowers. This says peace. Some sayings and quotes with some vintage graph paper. I'll show you how vintage this graph paper is, if I can find the pack. Oh yeah. This is this paper. 10 cents. I picked this up at a garage sale. Someone was just going to throw this stuff out. I love garage sales. I love finding old things that can be reused and recycled because people are just tossing stuff out. That's why I like this whole junk journaling. Here's an old vintage thank you card, a vintage receipt, and then another tag I made. A little bit of stenciling, some pages, a flip out page with a napkin. Oh no, that's rice paper, actually. Oh, this isn't done. What I'm actually going to do on this one is I'm going to put a wax seal right there. So this is kind of a flip out of a note card. I will actually do the wax seal and show you how that is going to end up. This is this is a flip, flap, and fold idea with a journaling pages, some antique and vintage papers. I'm going to put the clip back on that one. Stenciling, another journal page, journal card with her initial. Butterfly spot to put in things, whatever you want to put in. And then the third section, I just put some bright flowers, some more antique papers, an envelope. It's got some goodies on the inside of it that go with the journal, fabrics, and things like that. Here's the original watercolor for her, for my mother-in-law, Kay Bauer. Flower Fairy card, page from a gardening book, some more stickers, another tag that I actually glued this tag on to make this more sturdy. Little stenciling. The back side of those pictures, another little journal card here. I put, I think it's either tracing paper or tissue paper on the back of those. This cotton paper, I just love the texture. It's pretty cool. A little scrap paper notepad and stenciling, and then some roses and some little bits and pieces for her to add to the journal, some of the fabrics. So that's number 2. And then number 3 is for Laura. I went with vintage laces and pretty little, oh, and so I keep forgetting about these. I put the Indian bells also on Annette's. Okay, this one is Laura's. And I love these little pins. This is actually a hairpin with a bee on it, and I just thought that would look really cool right here, and it does. This is a little key, and then this actually has a pocket in the front. I do that on some of my journals. I put a pocket, so if you want to slide something in there and then add it to your journal later, you can do that. She's got the Indian bells as well, and then a longer one, which is a key to use as a bookmark. I used Artie Mae's digitals on this one. I did not put a pocket in the front because I love these marbled papers that were on the inside. I did put in 2 of these little, this is actually, these are pieces from, you know, those vertical blinds that hang up in your, you know, you can have over a sliding glass door. I picked up one whole set of it, and these work great for pockets. So if she wants to put in a pocket here or something like right here, she could, but I just put them in there because I don't know if she wants to cover those up or not. So I gave that as her option. This is good yarn. I think darn good yarn. They sent a bag with their yarn in it, and I started cutting that up, that silk bag. So that's sewn on there. This one is full of teal colors with imprints from leaves and things like that from my backyard. Here's a piece of sari trim, a little book, notebook, some vintage French pages, an old calendar page, and then a flower fairy, some journaling or collaging down in the bottom. This is a little collage tag I made a while back. I didn't do a lot on these pages because the leaves kind of look pretty on their own. Some writing spots. My daughter-in-law always says, you need to have lines in your books. And yes, for people who like lines, that's great. When I make her a journal, I do try to put lines in there because that is a good idea. Because myself, I don't write, if I don't have a line, I'll start writing like at a slope. So, more art. Pretty much any digital you see in here is Artie Mae's. A tag that's also Artie Mae's. This is actually Medieval Mirage. And then 2 little tags down here, a little collage I made. That paper right there is my own paper. Some collage tag that I made. A cutout butterfly. This paper is also my own paper. Little sections to write and add things in, but you can see this one's got a lot of the inking on there. This set, there's a set in here, I think it's My Porch Print, a little poem. I'm pretty sure it is. Little notepad, a little collage. This came off of a postcard or something. And then here's her original watercolor also. Some little journaling spots, her initial, Laura. A little belly band. So like this, I believe, is from My Porch Prints. If it's not I'm pretty sure it is. And then there's a little cloth heart that matches the cover. If she wanted to add it on here, she could. But that's up to her. I like to leave it up to her. Little scrap of lace from a tablecloth. I love these old vintage tablecloths. I have a whole collection. And yes, I do hate cutting them up, but they were doomed anyway, so I don't feel too bad. I will not cut up my grandma's that I have, but she'd be upset if I did. A couple little stamps in here, a journaling spot, and another one of those cards. A little bit of wax paper or parchment paper. a little spot for her, a little tip-in spot. Some more cards, and this is off of one of the tablecloths. A sticker here. Little namaste dangly. Little dream catcher. I love the colors in this dream catcher. That's kind of what I was shooting for with this book. Some more leaf imprints. A couple of antique papers. Little blue paper from a gardening book. A tag that I painted. Just some doodling. I like doodling. Another collage here. This, I have to tell you about this. This was my attempt at making homemade paper. Now look at how thick that is. Isn't that crazy? I didn't pay attention to the instructions, so I put the paper down and I tried to flatten it out, but I didn't realize it would be so thick. So I've been using that in collages. Can't use it to write on, that's for sure. A little spot here for journaling. Here's a little wooden tag. These are kind of cool. I figured she could use that for a bookmark if she wanted. Another flower fairy, some more vintage papers. And then this is a collage that I made. Collage tag. Some more journaling spots, a little bit of French paper here. Little positivity note. And then another journaling card with, this is like a triple pocket. That's 1 pocket, 2 pockets, 3 pockets. And then this is a flip out page with a piece of original French paper in it. And that is the end. So that is Laura's book. And I'm going to be sending these 3 journals out on Monday. I'm going to say that on camera because that will force me to do it. I was going to show you the book that has those stickers. I will be right back. So this is the book. And I'm going to just do a couple of pages. The cool thing, you have these papers in the book that have this has a faded pink book, but the images, the stickers, here's like the back side of the sticker page, and then you have the front side. So when you're done with the stickers, you can actually use this paper for end pages in your journals. But here's kind of what you get. I mean, there are a lot of stickers in here. The only ones I didn't think really fit in the book, but I'm actually going to use them because I'm doing these aquatic ones. I'm working on a little mermaid journal for a little girl, and these will go great in there. But that was kind of but look at that. And this, you can't see it, but it's actually got like a square cutout. So the centerpiece comes out, and then you could use the outside piece for a frame. But this is actually a giant sticker. So you can cut it out, run it through your Big Shot, whatever. But there's a lot of cool images in here, a lot of pretty papers. See, I'm just showing you really fast. But that's the book. I got mine on Amazon, and you can, sometimes they give you a discounted price if you get 2 of them. I don't think I'll go through this book in like 2 years, so I didn't order 2. But I did go ahead and order it. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed looking at my journals that I made. I really loved making them for those ladies, very wonderful ladies I met through this community. And I hope you have a great day. Be safe. Thank you.